So for today's video, we are going to be playing another Conscription deck. Yeah, I know, I'm sorry, but I had some requests to try the non-traditional houses slash classes, and I decided to drum up a Dagoth list. So you can see it on screen. This is Conscription Dagoth. I'm also running the Shrine of Namira. Namira Shrine. I never remember which way it's called. But basically, I just kind of wanted to dig through everything a little bit faster. So, I don't know. I find it a bit interesting. We'll keep the Firebolt, but throw the rest back. Looks like we're going first against Warrior. And all we can do is hope that they don't find Withered Hand Cultist early. I know when I'm playing Warrior, I seem to never find it when I'm playing against control decks, so it would be nice if it happened to somebody else for a bit. So, reasons that I like this version. I really like the additions that Red brings to the table, and specifically also Hand of Dagoth. Hand of Dagoth, great source of health, but I like Skaven, I like Fell the Mighty, I like the Archer's Gambit package a decent amount. Let's just go ahead and use our Firebolt now before Withered Hand gets slapped down. Alright, so this is definitely an aggro version. We're just going to develop that over there. You know, even with the ring, if they play two 2-drops here, it's not enough if they have something else going on. I think this is actually our best course of action, just because now I would fully expect them to play either two 2-drops or a 2 and a 3 to be able to attack with that. If we limit, he might be tempted to trade in to our Marshblade to deny us the last gasp value, but I'm perfectly okay with that if it means nuking this. Anything we can do to slow down Warrior is a win for us. We have a fair amount of drain as well.
A dark omen for you.
Alright, so this is clearly some kind of like aggro with the neutral package worked in. This is probably still correct.
We must protect our stronghold.
Let's just nuke that. They'll be able to activate the catapult, but if they use the catapult to trade, and they likely have to because these two are both smaller, then that means a black hand will clean up the catapult. Feel a little bit bad about playing.
The Black Hand sees all.
My Archer now, just because I would have liked to have blown that up, but we have done a good job of kind of impacting their resources here, right? Like, we don't have a lot of cards in hand, but they don't either, and they haven't broken a rune. So I feel like we're pretty effectively doing our job in terms of stalling. Ice Storm's a good pickup for us.
We must protect the Night Mother.
I mean, we're fine with that. Doesn't really impact us for at least a turn.
The Black Hand sees all.
So I could either just lightning bolt this, or I could play the queen to soak here. But I lose the potential drains there. I think that just taking the lightning bolt is fine. This will still be enough if they go face to break another rune, let us draw a card. And then hopefully Ice Storm will clean it up. And if they don't go face, then that's also fine. It's just as good as gaining 7 health. Completely fine with them taking either path there. And again, with them only being at 3 cards here, I feel like we're doing okay. Stuff we would like to see in the next few turns. You know, Alaneth wouldn't be too bad, but we do already have a conscription. I'd personally like to see a shrine. All right, looks like they're compromising a bit.
You should.
Looks like they're compromising a bit. I mean, that's fine. That's enough to get the Ice Storm out of me, I suppose. We'll gain a couple of health. This is basically worth 10 damage, but we do have the bolt plus queen next turn, so.
You will perish.
Although I'll be honest, I wouldn't mind top decking a Cradle Crush. Oh, it feels so good. Let's just save this in case he does have a third. That feels very, very good. So one of the things to point out about this list is Conscription won't fill the board. In fact, there's only 7 creatures that come out naturally. And I'm okay with that because most of the time when I'm playing Conscription decks, I have something on the board anyway. So trying to plan for a perfect, like, empty board Conscription just feels like way too much effort. I'd rather be practical. So if this is on the board, or Queen or whatever, and we get to where we can play Conscription, we can do that without feeling too bad about it. So they picked their card very quickly. Now it seems like they're trying to decide. Okay, okay.
They will perish in flame.
Approach and be
Go ahead and do this.
recognized.
Get the shackle and the guard so that if they have 1 silence, it's not enough. In fact, 2 silences here would still not be enough, so we can protect ourselves from that 8 damage.
The victory is yours.
Hey! We protect ourselves so well that we get a victory out of it. Now, it is kind of worth noting that we didn't even play Conscription to get that victory. And I say it's worth noting just because, in my experience, when I'm playing against aggro decks, Conscription is more often than not just a non-factor. Like, in games, you typically win or lose before Conscription is even a thing. And that's kind of a good example of it. And even in the games where you get to where you play Conscription, a lot of times the game was still lost before the Conscription was played. It was just that the Conscription represented inevitability. Honestly, I should have thrown that Slime Marsh Blade back. I wasn't paying attention. I was trying to finish my thought. Nonetheless, we are up against Battle Mage. Now, if this is Prophecy Battle Mage, we have a really great hand. Mid-Battle Mage, I think we might struggle against because of all of their fantastic and efficient threats, especially the warded ones. Turns out wards don't care much about lethal. They laugh, right? Your Archer's Gambits and things like that. But that makes it look like it's Prophecy. Which, as I said, is a pretty good thing for us. I know we could Firebolt that. I know we have the Harpy, but rather than be like super greedy, we'll cycle, set up the potential trade, try to get them to overinvest a bit.
We'll see how they like someone who fights back.
That's entirely fine. Entirely fine. So we can go ahead and do something like that.
Careful there, friend.
My scales.
C value. So this might be yet another
My
game
bow
where,
is ready.
you know, we're playing a conscription deck and the quote-unquote conscription might not matter. Like, this game should be decided long before conscription ever comes down. They got 2 magical left. 3 if they use the ring. I don't believe they have used it yet this turn. Going with another Elit. Alright. I can respect that. I like that Hand of Dagoth pickup. We're gonna go ahead and just shackle this. We're gonna save this, even though we could like ping one or the other. We're gonna save this for dealing with wards, like if they slap a Sentinel Battle Mace on something. I want to protect over here, or I guess pseudo-threaten over there, in case they try to run away from the Shadow Lane. But just setting up potential trades is important, since we're likely going to slap down Hand of Dagoth over here next turn.
Hold still.
You don't like to give Prophecy Battle Mage runes, but
We'll see how they like
if you're
someone
going
who
to do it,
fights
Hand of
back.
Dagoth is a pretty effective way to do so. Of course, I said all that, and now it's gonna make a liar out of me, because
My scales.
we're just gonna clear the board. Whoops. Let's draw that card.
We must protect our stronghold.
We might even get a concede out of that. I don't know, we'll see. Actually, they might not concede here, but once this comes down, that might be a concede if they don't have a silence in hand ready to deal.
Fire!
Come to submit.
Alright, let's see if they got that silence. Because no silence is no es bueno for our Prophecy Battle Mage opponent right now. Well, I don't think they have it, or they would have slapped it down pretty quickly, I feel.
I smell fresh meat.
Oh, they do! I'm still okay with that. I would like a 1-drop. Give me a Shadow Shift, a Rapid Shot, a Firebolt. Just give me anything that I can pair with these two, and I will be happy. Because I gotta be honest, it's gonna feel really bad using this Alina. Well, we're gonna use Alina on a 5/1, but it is what it is. Drawing the card from the Namira Shrine is more important than saving the Alina. And let's be honest, it's not like Prophecy Battle Mage has a lot of creatures that you really need the lethal for. Gonna do that.
Careful there, friend.
Ward up our guard.
Praise to Namira.
Journey. We could journey 3 whole creatures back into our deck. Oh snap, he gets to draw a card. He hits that prophecy.
So it has
Oh man, this is where it happens. He's gonna
Hold
chain
them
it.
back, Scourge Stumpet.
Here comes the chain. Those are some big time plays from a big time player. Problem is I don't have a great way to trigger this. But I don't think it really matters. I don't think it really matters. I think we just do that.
The Black Hand
I think we nuke
sees all.
here. Just save the rest. Like this is ward with guard against this 5/3, and even if they have a silence, we're only taking 5. It's not even enough to break another rune. And we'll immediately be able to trade right back into it. If you're looking at this list, one of the things I want to point out, and I love it about this list, is I am running 1 Mentor's Ring, and it's not because there's any like OTK combos or anything weird. It's just that there's an awful lot of keywords in this deck, right? Like Blackhand Messengers, there's Hands of Dagoth, lots of stuff with ward, with guard, with lethal. It can be a fun, he says, interesting tech choice. So I could play Laneth to get Conscription, but like, let's be honest, gang, we kind of already have that covered. I am actually tempted to just play Laneth. And when I say tempted, I mean I'm going to. We're going to play Laneth to go get the Mentor's Ring.
But I'm pretty close.
Because, again, at 22 health, we're probably not going to die. He can get rid of my guard, but I can slap ward on that Blackhand Messenger and then play Mentor's Ring on top of it next turn. And that ought to be enough to force a concession at that point, right? Like, he's only got 2 cards in hand. I can't imagine it's anything that exciting. All right.
Watch yourself now. Face me, you dog.
I swam.
I've noticed a flaw in your
All
plan.
right, this probably triggers prophecy, so we'll have to wait, because yeah, it's not letting me drag. So figured breaking 2 runes there is probably going to do it, but we're going to gain so much health.
Hold them back, Scourge.
It's not going to matter.
For the Black Hand.
Hit them hard.
Maybe we're going to be at 45 when all is said and done, because I'll probably just overwrite this and shackle that just to be safe. Because that'll also get us a card off of the Namira Shrine. Oh well. Yeah, there we go. There's that concede. Mentor's Ring. So, it's funny, I was just mentioning it. I was like, oh yeah, actually I think this is the appropriate time to go get it. There we go. It's a nice solid victory against 2 aggressive decks. Gets me into the Thief this late in the season, because again, wasn't able to play a ton early in the season, but now that I'm finding more time to actually sit down and play, doing well. And yeah, I know I said conscription deck. There's definitely conscriptions in here, but this might just be, again, one of those good times to say that against aggro decks, like, conscription doesn't really matter a lot of the times. Conscription, I think, matters more in the control lineups. And then, like, there's a bunch of nuance, and I could probably rant for a long time. I won't do that in this video, but yeah, anyway. I'll just be done ranting. If you made it this far, thanks for watching. Thanks for putting up with my ramblings. I'm recording this pretty early in the morning, so I'm tired and getting over being sick. So, love you guys. I'll see you next time.